right? Like, okay, it's a land. Oh! I don't really care about taking that that Wrath of God, if I'm being honest. Not yet. We're gonna lose Thoughtseize, but I mean, when you take a card that doesn't matter, whatever, right? So here we lose them, but we draw 7, and they spent mana to do that, and we get Thoughtseize right back to hit that fresh hand. Not a land though, if I'm being honest. I hope they got land too. No Ugin, no Ugin. Shark Typhoon is good. Take a little look-sees.
My prowess is unmatched. Thoughtfulness before action.
We're gonna take Wrath of God for the Sharks. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. We are playing another top Mythic deck today, this time in Standard Traditional. Of course, you'll see the sideboard incorporated above us, which means we are playing Traditional normally, unless you're using a Wish board, which, you know, is a possibility as well. But today, you know, we're just in Traditional. We're playing the best of 3 with Esper Control by Yorion, who reached Mythic ranked 202 with this. So a definite contender. I hope you're ready for long, excruciating games. That's all I have to say, right? I love playing a little bit of Control, but, you know, we've got a 30-minute match and a 25-minute match for you guys today. So they go a long ways distance-wise. So if that's your style, this is the deck for you. As always, we break down the deck list in its entirety. What do all of the cards do? What are their pros? What are their cons? How do we mitigate those and take advantage of, you know, the pros, right? So then we're talking about the strategies, the synergies. How can we incorporate all of these cards together to form a really nice, coherent archetype that works within the meta? And then we're going to look at the meta with our gameplay footage, breaking down all of the playlines and interactions so you guys get a really good idea of how this Esper Control deck will interact with the rest of the environment out there in Magic the Gathering Arena Amonkhet Historic. Finally, there's some closing thoughts. We've got a vlog style close up, talk about the channel, talk about my life, and, you know, before that, any deck edits and upgrades and, you know, just stuff you probably don't care too much about. So if you want to get to any point in the video, there is a slider that will take you to the chapters, and the timestamps are also in the description. Links for everything that I have to offer you today, again, is in the description. The Linktree link will take you to everything, and then the Overwolf link will take you to the download for MTGA Assistant. Every download helps support me, so check it out. It's the greatest add-on for Arena that you can get. Metagame analysis, deck write-ups, deck videos, you name it. It is all here, so check it out. Links in the description below. And if you find any value within the video, please go ahead, give your boy a thumbs up. It looks so much better once it's turned blue. And share the video and the channel out to a friend. Last month we gave 120,000 gems away. You know, 120,000, gems, no joke. We have 350 left to give away, so subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and don't miss out. With all that out of the way, we are using Yorion Sky Nomad as our companion. When you have a companion with your deck, you have to follow a set of deck building rules. In Yorion's case, your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. When Yorion enters the battlefield, exile any number of non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. So you'll see just how powerful Yorion is, and the only stipulation or downside is that we've got to run a bigger deck. So as long as it is balanced correctly, it should be all advantage. It's a flying creature with 5/4 as well, so that's something to note. Into our 1-drops, 4 copies of Thoughtseize. This is a sorcery spell. player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You lose 2 life. Into our true drops, 4 copies of Omen of the Sea. This is a flash speed enchantment. Whenever Omen of the Sea enters the battlefield, scry 2, then draw a card. We can also pay 3 to sacrifice Omen of the Sea, scrying for an additional 2. A single copy of Search for Skanta, legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put it in your graveyard. Then if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you can transform Search for Skanta into a Skanta, the Sunken Ruin, in which we can tap to add a blue mana source, pay 3 plus tapping it, 4 total, to look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. So that is, very, very powerful. 3 copies of Eliminate instant speed, destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 3 or less. Heartless Act, also instant speed, choose 1, destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. Trial of Ambition, an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent sacrifices a creature. When Cartouche enters the battlefield under your control, return Trial of Ambition to its owner's hand. We don't have any Cartouche cards in the deck, so you don't really need to worry about that bit of text. 3 copies of Thought Erasure, sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Surveil 1. 3 drops, 2 copies of Omen of the Sun, another flash speed enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, and you gain 2 life. We can pay 3, sacrificing the Omen of the Sun, scrying for an additional 2. 4 copies of Narset, Parter of Veils, a legendary planeswalker coming in with 5 loyalty. A static ability of each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature or non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. 4 copies of Oath of Kaya, another legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it will deal 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. Whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Oath of Kaya deals 2 damage to that player, and you will gain 2 life. So that's actually pretty cool, considering we have a few planeswalkers in the deck, like a single copy of Teferi, Master of Time, for 3 loyalty when they enter. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi on any player's turn, anytime you can cast an instant. That's great. That means 2 activations, basically per turn, 1 on yours, 1 on theirs, which is very nice. +1, draw a card, then discard a card. -3, target creature you don't control phases out. Treat it and anything attached to it as though it doesn't exist until its controller's next turn. -10, take 2 extra turns after this one. Woof. 4 copies of Wrath of God, sorcery speed, destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Please and thank you. 2 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death, an enchantment saga, so it triggers when it enters and then on each of the following upkeeps until it is sacrificed on the 3rd triggering of it. When it enters, exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. On the following upkeep, non-creature spells your opponent cast cost 2 more, until your next turn, which is pretty cool. That's like a lingering effect. And then on the final phase, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it, depending on what it was. 4 copies of Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I miss you, little Teferi. So we're playing with big Teferi, right? 4 loyalty. When he enters the battlefield, +1, draw a card. And then at the beginning of your next end step, untap up to 2 lands. -3, put target non-land permanent onto its owner's library, 3rd from the top. And -8, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent control. So that's a pretty cool win con there with the -8 on Teferi. 3 additional copies of Yorion, the Sky Nomad. We talked about that earlier. It is our companion, and we have 3 main boards, so a lot of bouncing going on here. Taking a look at our land, it is substantial. A single Castle Ardenvale, a single Plains, a single Castle Vantress, 2 islands, 2 swamps, 4 Glacial Fortresses, 4 Hallowed Fountains, 4 Godless Shrines, 4 Isolated Chapels, 4 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Watery Graves, 4 Fabled Passages. I think I said that in lieu of something else, but regardless, there's the land. Sideboard time. Got 2 copies of Grafdigger's Cage for 1 artifact. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries cannot enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from players and libraries, so that shuts down basically everything you don't like. 2 copies of Rest in Peace for 2, an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from graveyards. If a card or token would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. That is just more graveyard protection. 2 copies of Aether Gust at instant speed for 2. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of its library, or their library. It's their choice. 3 copies of Dovin's Veto, instant speed. This spell can't be countered. Counter target non-creature spell. 2 copies of Cry of the Carnarium, sorcery speed for 3. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Exile all creatures in all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. If a creature card would die this turn, exile it instead. Just, more exiling the graveyard. That's awesome. 2 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death. I believe we have this main board, so we're going to skip past that. And a single copy of Heliod, or Heliod, I should say. I've been saying Heliod, and people were correcting me. I got it, boys. So whenever I make a mispronunciation, kindly let me know, and eventually I'll get it. So Heliod's Intervention, instant speed, choose 1, destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments. Target player gains twice X life at instant speed. So that is quite nice there as well. So there you have it. That's the deck list. That's a sideboard. Let's break down the main board strategy, and then we're going to get into a little bit of a sideboard guide as best that we can. Again, we're playing in Historic, so the meta is vast, and it is hard to lock down, which makes control decks some of the hardest archetypes to play as the meta continues to grow, because control really forces you to have a good grasp on what all of the different decks are, basically upon their first and second land drop, and then knowing exactly how to deal with all of them using the cards at their disposal. So main objective within control, I guess, is to survive. A control deck has about a 10% chance of winning on turn 1 or 0 if they concede, and this percent chance of winning increases at a linear rate into turn 10. Imagine that, right? It's a straight line. Your chances of winning are 0% on your first turn, and then it progresses linearly up to 100% on turn 10, potentially. And now this graph is flipped for an aggro deck. An aggro deck has a very high percent chance of winning early game, and the longer that game goes on, their percentage chance to win as the turns progress consistently drops as the game goes on. And then we have mid-range. It's not the great first 2 turns, but turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, it's up there, and then it's good until turn 7 or turn 8. But again, the control beats it out, and then we've got tempo and stuff. So you really need to know what kind of deck you're playing against. That's the first objective, right? We're playing traditional today, so it's kind of weird, and I make this recommendation mostly in best of 1, but with almost all control decks, play as if you're going against a mono red burn deck, some form of aggro deck, to ensure that your draw hand has removal. It is better to have a removal spell such as Wrath of God in your hand and it be a dead card that doesn't need to be used against a control deck, and then you still have all your other cards, rather than not having it, coming into that aggro matchup, and now you don't have that field removal. So again, it's better to have and not use than to not have and need. Treat all of your draw hands like you're playing against an aggro match, and that is going to really boost your win rate with these control decks. Again, maybe they're a control deck and it's a dead card. It's better than not having it if they're an aggro deck, in my opinion. So your first objective is to survive. You use that mindset, and then you rock some more removal, right? Oath of Kaya is great removal. Heartless Act is removal. Eliminate's removal. Trial of Ambition is removal. So there is a ton of it. Wrath of God is that late game removal, and then we have Elspeth Conquers Death as well. So plenty of removal to clean up their creatures. You hit the ones that have interaction early game, and then you try to bulk sweep them at Wrath of God, because you don't want to be going creature for creature, tit for tat, right? That will lose you card advantage. What you really want to be doing is capitalizing on 2-for-1s and on 3-for-1s, so you can gain that card advantage, shut their turn down, and increase the turns within the game, getting closer to that turn 10 where it's basically impossible for them to win. So, don't be a happy trigger on the removal, especially if you have a Wrath of God waiting for next turn. Take the hit. You have 20 life. There's no need to protect yourself so aggressively. Use your buffer zone, your health points, go down, and then get a 2-for-1. Get a 3-for-1. Even try to get a 4-for-1, if you can, with Wrath of God. And that is going to really help you. We have Hand Hate as well. Thoughtseize, Thought Erasure. This really helps us because I talked about the importance of knowing what deck you're going up against. Thoughtseize and Thought Erasure will immediately fill in that information for you. You see their hand, you can put the pieces together. They're playing an aggro deck, they're playing a control deck, and now you, as the player with that information, can engineer the rest of your game plan based upon that. So, maybe they are a control deck, and now we can start scrying and getting rid of eliminates, getting rid of Trials of Ambition, and then trying to prioritize things like our Elspeth Conquers Death and our Planeswalkers, right? So it will allow us more information than our opponent has, and then we can act accordingly, getting through our deck to find the right cards that will, mitigate their advantage and push our advantage. So with all of that out of the way, there are a few things. Once you do determine what deck they're playing, you protect from it, right? You get your card advantage through the removal, and then you start stacking value. The value comes in form of Omen of the Sea, scry 2 draw, Omen of the Sun, 2 1/1s, plus 2 life, Elspeth Conquers Death, sweet removal, plus bringing stuff back from the graveyard. So for your Surveil, don't be scared to throw away a Yorion, a Teferi, or even a Narset into your graveyard, because your ECDs on the third trigger can bring them back, and that's going to be really, really helpful. Teferi can draw for us, Narset can basically draw for us, which is really good, and the big Teferi can draw for us as well. So there's not a ton, that you need to worry about. This deck does have more wind conditions than most. Yorion as a 4/5 flyer can bash pretty consistently. Teferi can get to that -8, and we can just exile everything that they have as well, which is pretty nice. So, it's not a single win con. We do have a backup in there with Yorion if we need, and I guess potentially we could even smash them to death with Oath of Kaya if we bounce it enough times, but that's unlikely. And then, of course, Omen of the Sun as well, and Castle Ardenvale can make the other 1/1s, which is quite nice. So we can get some small form of field presence in play to win the game once we have that card advantage and field control locked down. To recap, figure out what they're playing. Mitigate against it. This comes in the form of removal for creatures or removal for planeswalkers or whatever kind of permanence they have, right? Optimize your next plays for removal or survivability disruption based upon their best cards that they have. Step 3, gain card advantage. Step 4, while out with your walkers. Get your Yorion out, bounce your planeswalkers and your your other permanents like your Omens for even more value, and you should be able to take the game away from them there. That's the main strategy. Don't forget about your Castle Vantress. Don't forget about your Castle Ardenvale. Use your Fabled Passage early on turn 4 ideally, to thin your library. I know it's only 4 cards. It makes like a 0.0% difference, but thinning your library is always great, because then the chance of you pulling a land next turn is decreased. Talking about our sideboard though, so in Historic, there is a lot of different decks, and it's going to be hard to cover them all. So you get my general guide. If there's no creatures to remove in your opponent's deck, take out your removal. If there's nothing to remove, Wrath of God goes, Heartless Act goes, Eliminate might even go. So that will open up a lot of cards for us. Are they playing from their library or from the graveyard? Grafdigger's Cage is great. Rest in Peace is great. Are they green or red? Aether Gust is great. Are they a control deck with non-creature spells? Dovin's Veto is amazing. Are they that aggro deck that you need to get under even earlier than Wrath of God? Cry of the Carnarium is great. Big permanents that you need to get, Elspeth Conquers Death. Artifacts and enchantments, Helioid's Intervention, right? So whatever the trouble was for you in the match, put in what is good against it and take out what didn't quite work in the deck. If it's a aggro deck, I like to take out Thoughtseize because I'm not looking to lose any extra life. And after game 1, we know that they're an aggro deck, so there's no need to determine what deck they're playing. We already know. I mean, we can keep the Thought Eraser if we want, but there's no way we're looking to pay life against an aggro match. It's little things like that, getting those little bits of value, adding all of the little bits up together as much as you can, and that is going to be how you win games. So take out what was bad, put in what was good. I know it sounds easy peasy lemon squeezy, and really it is. So that was the deck list, you guys. If you found any value within it, go ahead, give the video a thumbs up. I already told you it looks better green. Share the channel out to a friend. Don't forget that we're live every morning at 6 a.m. on YouTube, at 7 a.m. on Twitch, and then back again on YouTube at 6 p.m. All times are Mountain Standard Central. Links are below. You can just follow, subscribe, and you don't need to do the time conversion. Mountain Standard Central, I think I already said that. If you do want to do it the old-fashioned way, right? We've got monthly Brawl tournaments, Artisan tournaments. We gave away 120,000 gems. We have 350 more to give away, so don't miss out. Check out the communities, and most importantly, today we're using MTGA Assistant, the best tracker for Magic the Gathering Arena, metagame analysis, deck write-ups, deck videos. It goes on and on and on, so really check it out. that is the Overwolf link in the description below, and every download with that helps support me as a struggling creator. Speaking of supporting a struggling creator, you can do so on Twitch, Patreon, on YouTube. I think we've got like 50 members so far, like $150 a month. Baller. Anyways, join up. We've got a lot of really cool exclusives for you guys who are supporting the channel, so you don't want to miss out on that either. Thank you for your time and attention. Enjoy today's Esper Mythic deck in Traditional Historic by Yorion, who reached Mythic rank 202. You're going to have a blast. I know I really enjoyed playing it. Take care, and we'll see you in a few minutes for my closing thoughts. Uh-oh. Your boy's playing Control. That's not good. We gotta do this up so you can't see that red. I'm not an aggro player. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. You turn me on. Alright. We probably just want El Shrino in play. That's going to activate our Chapel and Catacomb, and we have another Shrine. And you know, let's get this Watery Grave in there instead. Now we've got our blue source in play. Eliminate. This looks like L Control versus L Control. Could get weird. Could get weird. Interest tapped, I guess. We could have played Yorion into our hand. That's going to... Ooh, it's Sultai. Interesting. The plot thickens. Passing our turn, we can Omen, saving that Eliminate for a resolved Uro, I suppose. Creature or Planeswalker, but I don't... I mean, we are in... Ooh, oh. Whatever we draw, they're going to take. Let's offer them Omen. Coming for our Teferis, they're like, well, you know, we are actually going to have to deal with those. Maybe we should deal with one now. Explore. That allows us to go in. Here's our Omen. Trial of Ambition. Enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent sacrifices a creature. When it enters the battlefield under your control, return it to its owner's hand. I don't think there's a ton of creatures that need sacrificing. Battlefield, he's got 3 in there, or 2. I will keep one of them, right? The nice thing about the Sultai deck is there aren't a lot of creatures, so the ones they play are very good, and then if they just have to sacrifice it, that's fine. I think we just go for it. And we just push the advantage value-wise. Ooh, Thoughtseize is nice. The later on the game goes, the more value Thoughtseize becomes, because early on, they're still not playing good cards because they don't have the mana base. And then like mid-game right now, they've had the opportunity to draw a few cards from the top, so they don't play it early game, plus they draw more as it goes on, so if you can hit Thoughtseize right before they want to play their big card, that's when it's absolute opportunistic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. We're getting close. Uro is in play, and we have instant speed Blastos. But regardless, they get the draw. They get the life. Have they done 10 damage to themselves in land? You know what I mean? and Thoughtseizes. Oh, what a world. So we don't actually need the removal right now. I mean, we could take it, but let's just take our Omen for the draw. We set up our Scry for the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we'll take 1 land, I guess. We have a Chapel in our hand already. So this is where it gets fun. Let's check out the hand. They're totally tapped. There's no counters. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh no, we've still got our Hydroid Crisis. Now, And Eliminado. We could have used the ambition as well. Probably should have. That's actually a definite misplay from not playing the Trial of Ambition there. We even talked about that. So I just want to point that out. LOL. Ending our turn here. Untap some lands. We're going to start sacrificing these Omens. Row Spiral. That's fine. I mean, it goes to the grave. Plus the draw. Burrow's getting close to being recast. They're one card shy. An Elder Gargaroth. So, coming full circle, reviewing the play line, it was very good that we used our Eliminate and not the Trial, because the Eliminate does not hit Elder Gargaroth. Again, taking the Scry here. I don't think we need 2 Yorions. We have one in the sideboard, plus not a really big field advantage, so... You know, I think I'm going to toss them. That's much better. Let's kill the Gargaroth. Take our draw.
Keep up the pace.
Nice. And now we really start stacking value.
The past, present, and future put thoughtfulness before action.
We should take an ECD. And then a passage which thins our library. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We may as well take a plains. It looks like we have lots of plains in our hand. Take a blue so they think we have instant speed interaction. All their removal, which Sultai has a lot of, extinction events, for example, are dead. They could top deck an Ugin. This is why we took our ECD, so we could immediately deal with it. But, oh no, we've got a Teferi Engrave, so that could be fine. And there's the Ugin. Oh no. Huh. Our Teferi won't get to -8. Uro doesn't get the draw from Narset. We'll take our Scry, because it's going to get exiled anyways. No creatures, so we don't need any of that jazz. Another land. Let's take the Narset draw.
Meditate and prepare.
This is really good as well. There's only 8 engraved, so I don't think we really need like a whole bunch of field wipes. Let's thin our library. We should have done that first, maybe. Reshuffle. Give us some goodies. He's got nothing for us to bounce. So let's take a draw through Teferi.
We need to move quickly.
And eliminate. Push Yorion into the hand. And then that's it. If only we had a counterspell. Ugin will have to -5. Takes it down to 3. No, we'll take it down to 2. Which means Omen of the Sun, you know, great pickup for us, can take it out.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
It hurts. I'm not a proud man.
You are a mighty warrior.
Woo!
Return to the essence of the multiverse.
We're gonna leave it here because Yorion can bounce it to make more tokens. And I like that. I also like this Gonzo Ugin.
I did all I deemed
Land can come in.
appropriate.
We could have ECD'd it, right? And then that would have got to Fairy in play a little earlier, I guess. Let's stack enchantments and use Yorion. 2 cards, 9 engrave, and a turn. It's not good, right? We have to get rid of these Uros. Better way so they're not being replayed all the time. Oh, my camera has died. What's going on here? What's going on here? How long has that been like that? Try to fix that, I guess. Maybe with the old USB replug in. Bleep bloop. Hey! We're back in. Okay, Uro is annoying and I hate it. There's more Ugins, there's more Uros. At least it's a legendary, so there's only one. But even just playing it on top of itself is like not the worst. Hey, land's not an Ugin though. Land is not an Ugin. Really wanting to hold on to this ECD, right? For the next Ugin. Our turn, okay. Let's just put the damage train up. Yup. If this is another Ugin. Ah, it was an eliminate. Bummer. We had to go big. We get the surveil on the back end of it at least. Get to look at an empty hand. Yorion, Yorion, Yorion. You're not bad, Yorion, but you can go to the grave. They are out of cards. Yorion comes in play. Doesn't bounce the tokens because they'll die. But we can bounce our Omens of El Suno. El Sunseor? I'm not sure what it is, but you know, I'll take those 4/1/1s regardless. Also 4 life. Neat. Search for Skonta on their end is nice. No Field of Ruin in the deck. That could be an oversight, but beggars can't be choosers. Nissa in play.
What a strange and magnificent
Knife.
world.
Good top deck, right? He's pretty pleased with that, or they are pretty pleased with that. I shouldn't always refer to people as he's. This world is a reflection, so I often do that. But we got a lot of ladies out there. Only 1.2% on the channel, which is so sad for me, I feel like. Come on, girls. I'm nice. Uro in play. It's annoying, and I hate it. Nice. Wow, does that suck. They can still play that other Uro. And we just lost our ECD. Woo! Nice. Well, we need a nice top deck now for sure. We have enough to go wide and smash Nissa. Especially when they tap their land here.
I did all I deemed.
Which is okay. It's not the worst. Hopefully it was just a land card. They refuse to play it because they want us to think it's something good. Oh, we're going to do that to them too, I guess. Eight attacks. Let's go. All aboard. There's no cards in their graveyard. This is what we need to capitalize off of.
Fight on without me.
Blasto. I guess they do get a couple cards because the land and, you know, all that jazz. There's no need to hold out in our turn. We have Scry 2s coming our way. Or we can leave them there, but I'm definitely going to Scry since we've got no other way to use our mana. They just cycled. If they cycle again, or do any such jazz to get another Uro in play, I'm going to be disgusted. Oh, Narset's good, bro. Watch them have the land. Nice. Wowzers. Shuts down our draw. 2 lands. Stop it. This is our first match, too. Not good. Not good. I do not feel safe. This is like a no-no zone. This is all over. We thought we had them. We were pretty confident that we had this guy boxed out, but the value has poured forth their way.
Just the trick for this.
So the thing is, this might be their 4th Thoughtseize. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. There's no more of that. At least. But what there is more of, Uro. Unpleasant. I talked a little bit about that a second ago. I'm gonna flip out.
I am in need of rest.
Watch us scry and then pull Yorion. I guess it's great, but it's not good enough. It would be good if we drew it and then drew, but if that's our whole turn, nuh-uh. Oh, well, that's even better. Good game. Let's show ourselves out. I mean, yeah.
Witness the ties that
It's not
bind us
happening.
all. Harness the elements.
Deep breaths. Let's see what our top deck would have been. They're down to 21. They'll kill us long before then. Land off the top, baby. Floor. Good game. Sideboarding, Salt Eye Ramp, Nissa, Narset, Uro. Nissa, Narset, Uro? And then we don't have to deal with it. Right? And I like the thought of ECT in that matchup as well. There's no artifacts. Oh, well, we don't really need the cage. Let's just go straight for rest and peace. Heartless Act, we don't really need. Eliminate. Worked. Wrath of God, I don't think we'll need 4 of. Really that many at all. There was very few creatures. It's not an aggro deck. We shouldn't even need any copies of it, probably. Kaya, again, does very little in the matchup, but something. So we'll leave a copy of that there. Sacrifice creature, sure. And we're not playing Cartouche on top, so that's fine. Yeah, the Eliminate's nice for the Planeswalkers, I guess. Both Kaya and Eliminate can pick up the Narset. We're seeing an 80 out of 80. I think that's fairly close. I mean, Yeah, Aether Gust could come in, I suppose. But is it really that big of an upset? Just to have them put their card right back on top. I'd rather just straight up veto it. We're going to take an Aether Gust. Or two. 1 second. Dun dun dun! I clicked it! I clicked it! You guys seen me click that before it ended, right? Did we get the upgrades here? Play first. Look at this deck list. We did. We got there in time. I only got one Aether Gust, and I wanted two. One land's not enough. No matter who you are in a control deck, if you pull a one land starting hand, try something else. Well, this ECD is nice, but I think we should be able to get away without it. Or do we toss our Kaya first? No, Kaya picks up Narset right away. And we have nothing for ECD to grab yet, so ECD can go. Grave can start. Hopefully we pull a third land so Passage can come in fourth. Or else we're gonna feel weird. Or we just get at it. We do what they did to us. Well, Search for a Skaunt is great. Let's take that away. And then we can Kaya the Narset. Here's our Passage. Getting it out of the way while we're tapped anyways. We will take... Looking at our deck, we need double islands and double plains. We have an island already. We have a plains. I think we take another island. There's the spiral into a grave. Okay. Here's our Narset before yours. Gonna get hit with a Maelstrom Pulse, but replacing itself here with the -2. Dovin's Veto is exactly what we want. You know that's gonna stop Nissa. Please and thank you. Narset in play. -2, and then we smash her in the mouth. Looking good so far. Let's not blow it. We're not drawing land. That sucks.
Meditate and prepare.
Thoughtseize. What if they have a Nissa in hand? Is it really worth hitting Narset if this is a Nissa? Yep.
I was not prepared for this.
Big money, big money, big money. If it's a Narset, we're kind of screwed. Or a Nissa. I don't think so. I would have snapcast that if I had it. Right in on the edge. Mana is down. Shields are down, Captain. Right? We need to direct all forward power to phaser banks, so Dovin's Veto is not going to help us here. Alright, they have the land for a lot of things that terrify me. Could be an Explore, more ramp. Maelstrom Pulse just on our Narset. I'm okay with that. Into the Explore. Sure. Sure. Now they've got 3 ripe cards for us to check out. And we're holding up El Veto. Right? How we've not drawn another land is beyond me. Having them pay life probably doesn't matter. And then having them tap all of their mana is much better. I don't know. I truly don't. They have to pay life for the seas, and then we can veto it. Right? That's probably the best play. Right? Just keep protection of our hand. They can't see it. Watch there be a Narset here. Or a Nissa. No, we're good. Fortress in play for 4. Now we're getting somewhere. We have 2 Omens to draw. Again, though, we're getting to the point where it gets risky. Their spells are powerful. Scry 2 draw. Yorion we have in hand. Sure. Scry 2 draw again. We will want 1 land. We have both islands, both swamps, it doesn't matter. Let's come in untapped. And we get another land. Sure. And now should we bounce everything or wait a little bit longer? What is that last card? End turn. I want to get as much value from Yorion as possible in this match. So that is going to be bouncing everything. Scry 4, draw 2. 2 more 1/1s and 3 damage, 3 direct damage, and 3 life gained. Ugh. Speaking. I can't believe I chose to do this for a living. Fairy's cool. Honestly, this other Omen's cool too. Okay, we're sitting pretty. This looks good. I think that's what I said in the first match though, right? Oh my lord, I promise that's not COVID. So, we're good to smash, right? That's a big hit for an Esper Control deck. Down to 7. We've got no counters. Let's just toss our Teferi in play. Taking the draw.
After 1,000 years, I'm getting
discarding our Trial's actually pretty good right now if they drop a bomb. Let's toss the land. Throw Spiral's fine. Casualties of War is what they need. Take the draw, good game. Alright, and that's why I like traditional, right? It's like, we got boxed out match number 1, now we get the chance to come back. It's gonna be hard. I didn't see a single Earl there. Is that weird? We sideboarded against it, and we've not seen it. Casualties of War, Narset, Maelstrom Pulse. Wow. Gives me the heebie-jeebies for sure. I guess. Maybe we should have taken that second Aether Gust like we talked about before. That's kind of our only form of counterspell. bad thing about Aether Gust is it doesn't protect us from that Ugin, right? And these Salt Damps, these Bant Damps, Bant decks. I can't speak today. I hope you guys are excited for our intro outro. The decks, even if they don't beat you while, you know, conventionally ramping, they get you on the top end with Ugin. It's gross. It's hard to hold out against. I need 3 land here. Opponent goes first. Man, if we get stuck on land, I'm gonna cry. We're sitting at a 43% chance. Draw land. We do have a 2-drop if we don't get it at least, which should bring us hopefully into our 3-drop. There it is, perfect. Now we're cooking with gas. Yorion decks are always a little bit weird on land. We try our best though. Like who gets to go first and who gets to play Thoughtseize first? You know what I mean? I would take Narset or ECDs. ECD's nuts. Yeah. Because if he does take Narset, ECD brings it back, and that's the bomb. We have our Omen. Have our Eliminate. Did they have Uro? Uro Spiral. I think maybe they sideboarded Uro out. I don't know. Because, like, it's pretty easy to beat up in the sideboard Uro almost, right? Like. Alright, alright, alright. Did another swamp? Yes, oh no. Stop it! Let's Omen first. Taking the land. Yorion's underneath. I think they might take Yorion as the thing. Or our Narset. Maybe Teferi? Don't take Narset. What a magical day! Sorry about your draw.
And discipline. Keep an open mind.
Sorry about my land. 2 Eliminados. Okay, that is not good. Takes out the land, I guess.
The land shall conquer you.
Our pretty little princess died, though.
I still have much to learn.
We shall eliminate the next land they convert to a creature. 5 Engrave. Haven't seen Uro in 2 matches though, so not good, right? This is the last match. Should have taken a hint last game. Like, how unlucky could you have been? But I guess they get that lucky with them being on the top, so they should sometimes get that unlucky with them being on the bottom. If it's a Hydra Crisis, I'm going to lose my mind. Straight fry my brain. Oof. Oof.
The land fights for us.
Stop it. We talked about the Ugin. Just fun. Not good. He might even just plus with it.
Is a journey.
Right? These cards aren't good.
A destination.
I don't have an ECD in hand. I need a land and an ECD. Little late, Dovin. Sorry, you guys. This is what happens. Control's tough for this guy. Did I make misplays? Let me know in the comments below.
Beyond perception.
You're pretty good at it. I mean, just trying to be a little bit respectful, please. I'm looking to learn, not get bullied. Oh, man. We have fun. We have fun. Get it out of here! We're doing well, considering. But Yeah. Maybe Narset will draw us our 5th land. Which is very important to the deck. Okay. We got an ECD. We're gonna have to deal with the -8 noodle though.
My mind needs a rest.
Top deck a land. Nissa, you plus as well. Don't ever minus.
The land fights for us.
So if we top deck a land and then another ECD, we could have got them both, but yeah. Right? Down to 3 land, but 2 of the most powerful planeswalkers, both at 9 loyalty. Still a match somehow. Right? Nissa at -8s. Ugin goes to 11. And then next turn, get hammered. Big ol' search. Brings the land out. Stop it. It's us for 3. Down to 6. Cry. What a great pull. Good game. Sad. Dead. Or in this case, deaded. You know, double whammy it feels like.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
We are Ugin plus. What a gentleman for not hitting us with Ugin, leaving it at 11. You know, that is respectable. That's a nice guy. Like, I mean, who holds a gun up to your head and then doesn't pull the trigger? Well, what a kind soul, right? Alright, let's try to get a win. We will play first, and we will get revenge. This 2 land hands upset me. We are not paying 4 life for a Thoughtseize. At least until we know there's no red land in play. What we will do, though, start out with a Thought Erasure, and then see if we need to go in with a double Thoughtseize. We just want land. So, weird situation. We get the land. That's quite respectable. Two absorbs. No counters available. But gosh dang dally. This is a lot of counter magic, man. We've discarded 3 cards from their hand, but we've also spent 3 cards of our own, right? No creatures, so Wrath's a dead card. First one to their ECD wins, I guess. Well, we have a dead hand. They cycle a counter. Probably a good move. No land, bummer. Come on with the land, man. This is why keeping 2 off the start's really hard. Alright, let's pull this first counter spell. 3 other cards in hand. Narset's a nice spell to absorb for sure. They beat us to Teferi. Awesome.
This isn't a fight. You can
Probably game here.
You know
Alright, they get
what?
to draw. There's 2 cards in hand.
Not done.
Heartless Axe, go. For sure. There's no creatures. Counterspell? Alright, I mean, that's respectable. Hopefully we can pull
Stop
another next
that
turn.
Now.
I guess. It's our best bet.
We need
Fair
to
for
move
the draw.
quickly.
Goes to 3. They have unlimited land. We pull a land drop, believe it or not. Pulling the counter spell on Yorion. We will bounce our Oath of Kaya if uncountered.
You know what?
Castle Vantress is really good. It can be used and then untapped with Teferi. Which they're not doing, and still beating us. Okay, they just bounce Oath to our hand. Makes sense. Whoa. I don't know what that was. Anywho, this is still a match somehow. Denim Trav 89 is representing. Okay. Oh, that's good. That is good.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
We have a lot of sideboarding to do.
The storied past holds our future.
We need to move quickly.
And absorb, which is live. Gross. Wow. Just throw Yorion into the fire. Bummer. Sorry about all that. Party upstairs, I guess.
Hurry.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Yeah, this is definitely a good game. All right, this is still a match somehow. I don't know. Not really. We can eliminate Uro. That's fun. Right? Pull a counter, use our Heartless Act. Screw you, Uro. They can just recast it. Oh, what a lovely day. Let's kill the Tomeo here. Alright, alright, alright.
This study is over.
Maybe we pull an Elspeth Conquers Death. That could be fun, right?
Hold that thought.
And let's just pretend that these 250 lands that they have, you know, don't activate every spell in their hand. More Uros. Get in there,
I
right?
have learned little here.
Down to 4 cards engraved, so they'll be casting it a third time, I'm sure. Looking for an ECD off the top. Hopefully no counter magic in hand. That's the first damage. They should definitely be using Castle Vantress and then untapping it, but 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's not enough. Let's blast the arrow, try to pull a counter. Pass our turn. When Teferi gets to 8 next turn, we pop our Teferi with the -3 on theirs, so it resets that Teferi plus. Whoa! That's where all the land goes, I guess. Oh no. So now we've put ourselves in quite the predicament because we need to Teferi for 5 and God of Wrath for 4. So I'm not sure how that works out. LOL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could play the 7, which gives 4 and 3. Come on. Alright, okay, so we can play Yorion. The Yorion bounces the Shark, bounces the Oath on the Teferi, so it still has a few more turns to go. As long as there's no counter magic. Oh, that's a big hit, boys. Can play another arrow. You know what? That's so respectable of you. Hashtag value. Alrighty then. Right? That's how I feel. What world is this? Denim Trav really enjoying themselves this match. Just like so much. A complete guide on how to get smashed. Right? We've got the ECD and we've got the Wrath. Like, we have the pieces, but we don't have the mana that they do, right? That's the problem with Esper right now. It's just a little bit slower, and if you don't come up against the ramp deck, sure. But when you do, good luck. We can't get rid of that emblem. We gotta just push the game out as long as we can. There's no counter here. I mean, we're low enough on life as it is. Still getting hit for 9, right? Game's already over. Just because they have enough attackers in play. So, to survive, we'd have to hit them with the Oath. Ugh. Oh no, the life gain will keep us alive. So we still get to hit Teferi. Our Teferi needs to stay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that's a good scry or not. That could be a mistake as far as I know. We can hopefully block the 11-11. We're taking 9 damage, down to 3. Oh no, never mind. Teferi just bounces us in that game. Okay, Heartless Act, we don't need. Wrath of God, we need very few of. Dovin's Veto, we need a lot of. Aether Gust, yup. That hits Teferi. ECD, yup. Eliminate, probably not. Trial of Ambition, definitely not. So we're already back down to 80. We seen Uro. So let's take our rest in peace. I'm gonna drop one Yorion. Well, actually maybe not. It's a good late game drop. But I don't like it early game. Drop a Yorion. We always have one sideboard if we do get in control. And I think an Eliminate can go. I like it for Narset, but Dead Tomeo and stuff. They did have a Narset. We should just hit it with our Oath of Kaya, though. We've got 50 seconds. Maybe that allows Yorion to stay. Let's take a cage. Just like a little bit extra in case we don't get to the correct pieces. 14 minutes so far for the first match. Let's see if we can get in and out a little earlier. I like this land. Finally. Watch us pull nothing but land. Passage in play, chapel in play. Or I guess chapel in passage. Let's move Yorion into the hand. We don't control an island or plains yet, so that's what our passage will take. We will take a blue source right now. Teferi could enter. Could be counter magic too, though, right? Let's take a look-sees. If there's a counterspell, it is warranted here. Yeah, right. I'm glad we didn't use Teferi then. More counter magic if they're not playing. Player Oath. Again, this might not warrant a counterspell. They have it. So they let it go through and they'll use their mana to draw. That will be the ideal playline for them. Right? Use their mana for something else now. Cycling. Right? Interesting. Let's pull a counter. We have a secondary Yorion, so it's not a complete loss. Okay. That hurts. There's no play, though. How many counterspells could they have? We have an ECD, so I think Teferi can go in and sacrifice, and we'll just pull it out. I'm sure. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, another veto. Oof. Stop it. Let's keep playing into these counters, I guess. You know, we're never gonna drop 2 Yorions in one turn, so... Try to keep the heat on. Hopefully they play a permanent that we can deal with, right? Interesting. They're gonna use their mana for a draw. Throw Spiral. No. Not into it. Hopefully they do try to make a play here, though. They just hold out on us. It could get weird. Sure. It's this shuffling back in and drawing 7 that's weird. Right? We've not drawn any sideboard cards either, and our veto's dead. We're being greedy. I want them to spend their mana so we can ECD. That would make me pleased. Okay, search with Counterspell Magic up. Search is good. Might not be Counterspell Magic. It's definitely not an Absorb. Ending our turn. What I would give for Search for Ascanta in hand. In board state. Looking to pull out a permanent from them. I'd like to get ECD off. Question is, do we veto this Planeswalker or do we ECD it? I guess it depends what the effect is when it enters. Oh. That's an ECD. I'm sorry, or a veto. Because they could counter it. I don't know. It's not worth a risk, I don't think. They need to counter Narset here, though, that's for sure. That's a counterable card. Definitely. It's a little Dovin veto battle. Ending our turn here. We need this win, too. This is, like, not good. Are you serious?
Unutilized knowledge.
Wow. They might just plus on us.
Rotting fruit.
We pull it back up, which is good.
Ghost fire. My greatest create. My research has concluded.
Elspeth slays dragon. Okay.
Mind and body should move. Hone your prowess.
We gotta save this in our hand.
This was
Right, as tempting it is
overwhelming.
to destroy, we need that ECD in hand for Ugin. They can just restart the game at any point. We'll take the Scry. Thoughtseize Yorion. I'm game. Let's check him out, Billy. Cycles a Shark Typhoon for 6. Growth Spiral can F off. Okay. Should have played the Shark Typhoon in my opinion. Cycling for 1. Uro. I'm gonna hold on to the Gust. play replay Uro, we'll ECD cast out, and then ECD Uro. And then we'll Yorion bounce the 2 ECDs. And just pray we avoid Ugin. Right? Like, okay, it's a land. Oh! I don't really care about taking that that Wrath of God, if I'm being honest. Not yet. We're gonna lose Thoughtseize, but I mean, when you take a card that doesn't matter, whatever, right? So here we lose them, but we draw 7, and they spent mana to do that, and we get Thoughtseize right back to hit that fresh hand. A lot of land, though, if I'm being honest. I hope they got land too. No Ugin, no Ugin. Shark Typhoon is good. Take a little look-sees.
My prowess is unmatched. Put thoughtfulness before action.
We're gonna take Wrath of God for the Sharks. Good game. Play our land, and then, you know, flash our enchantment out. Woof. We're still playing this Bant matchup. 25 minutes in. Do we need to change anything? Artifacts and or enchantments? I mean, that Shark Typhoon? Keep one intervention just to kill the Shark Typhoon? Seems weird. We should just Doman's Veto it and then dig for it with our Thought Erasures and stuff, I think. It's not like they have a bunch of them. No land, we can't keep it. Our opponent plays first too. Oh! I said we can't keep it, Greg. I was not meaning, I was just meaning, I always sort my cards and I just wasn't at the right spot. That's the difference between a win and a loss. That first mulligan. They've only dropped 2 lands. Maybe we get lucky. I don't know. What? We were just about to give up moments earlier. Wow. Welcome to the jungle. Hey, that is great news for us. Did they not think about it? They're like, well, he's only got 1 land, and he just discarded when they're at 7. Even if I had 2 land, I would still think I would, like, you know, I'm winning. I've got more resources, so. Wow. That's incredible. We do receive a blessing there indeed. Playing first. Don't mind if I do, Hugh. Okay, take your hand off the trigger. Decide if you want to mulligan or keep it. I like it. You know, maybe it's an aggro deck. Umori creatures, probably. So we're going to need to find that field wipe. Watery Grave will activate our fortress and our catacombs. Oh, goblins. Where's the wipe? Where's the wipe? Ma! Let's try to take a Muxus out. That's unpleasant. I'm not gonna lie. We definitely need a Wrath of God. ASAP. Where is it? Oh no. No. It's not it either. I hope they sack one worth mana and then they have to sack the other. No. We need that field wipe, baby. We need that field wipe. Come on. Give us that wiper. Ouch. Ouchies. Not good, man. Not good. Hit for 4. We need to wipe the field. Come on, man. Wrath of God. Okay, okay. At least we pick up the mob boss. Still getting hit for 4. Could instant speed sack it so we don't gain life. Dirty dog. We can bounce Yorion, kill 2 creatures next turn, plus we have a blocker. Any removal. That's sweet. Please give us removal. 2-for-1s are great. Wow. That's going to be a hard recovery. We don't get it. Prospector can still save from damage, which is annoying for me. I don't think we can use Thoughtseize. Sacks the Master, we don't gain life, it's still dead. Sacks the Prospector now. We can block the Whirler, right? Hopefully, no haste. Come on, man, we got this. We need more removal. Yeah, move your Amori over into your hand for 3. That's a good play. Oh, Ringleader for 4 takes the draws. Oh no, Snoop mob boss. We take the draw.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Come on, removal. Nice. Before the Prospector gets played, we should probably just do it right now. No attacks, playing defensively. Oof, we need a field wipe. This is fine, as long as there's no haste. Should have played that first, I think. I don't know. Not good. They hit for 4. They don't hit at all. Let's see what we pull. Wrath of God, come to me.
Let's skip
Wrath
to the
of
good.
God, come to... Meh. We have to take away the haste, so Mob Boss can't do its shenanigans immediately. Search for Skanta, I guess. No attacks. Down to 5. Risky biscuits. Hopefully there's no haste. Right? We really need there to be no haste on that side of the board. Snoop is fine. Land on top. No haste. We see some attacks. We're going to gain life for the attacks on Teferi. Oh, yeah. Give it to me. And then as far as our blocks go, you know, we really want to kill that Prospector, I think. Sacks itself for mana. Good play. Teferi down to 4. Mana's gone because the phase change. Graveyard, definitely. Wrath of God. What are we gonna do to get our Wrath of God around here?
We need to move.
Come on! Really? It sucks that they have 2. Untap their lands for them. Here you go. Oh, top deck. Top deck. Good for you. Oh, good for you. Couldn't top deck a field wipe if we wanted to. We could have a shatter or settle the wreckage. Right? They think we do because the emotes. It was like, no, wait, we can't do that. It'd be cool if we did, man. And then we pull a Wrath of God after. I wish. I wish. Yup, Cry of the Carnariums. Cage. Yup. And what can we take out? These Thought Seizes can go, because I'm not into paying life against them whatsoever. I think that's good. I mean, yeah. We have all our removal. Cages are in. Let's, you know, try not get burnt out by goblins here. Aggro is typically the archetype to play against control to beat it. Midrange doesn't do always that great against control up. But aggro can kind of get underneath of it. And then control beats midrange, and midrange often beats aggro. It's kind of like a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors type situation. Of course, not set in stone, just generally speaking. We get to play first again, right? If we win our opponents on the play. Mulligan, I'm looking for a field wipe. Here it is. With no planes. Keep 6. Toss ECD. We're going to use this Thought Arranger to take out that Muxus and then just like cry and wrath while we get there. We need planes. We need planes. 2 of them, in fact. So we shall pray. Prospector is annoying. And I hate it. 2 wipes, no planes. Any land will do, really. Wow. We accidentally snap kept a land, but that's good. I was meaning to go to the emote for nice on the double Muxus. This match is ours. We got this. Is easy peasy. No life gain. They fizzle themselves, but that also means no ramp. And we have a cry for, you know, this other goblin. Oh no, you got us. Still need to get into that hand before Muxus hits for 5. Another Prospector. You would. What's that last card? What's that last card? We need to grab that land. Passage will do. Passage might be... No, double land's probably better. Okay. No haste on this Muxus drop. Oh, he's being greedy. Greedy guts. As long as there's no land. And if there is... Oh, wow. We need more removal. Thinning our library. They're burning through it. Oh, replenishing their hand more. Could help us. We've got 4 land available.
Every day.
Just need an EC.
Meditate and prepare.
An EC Oath. Yorion in hand. 5th land, we're donezo. Oh, it's 6. It's 6 mana. Okay, we're safe for just a tiny bit.
Contain your rage.
There's the 5th land. Here's the 6th through treasure. Not good. It's not good and I don't like it. We're bouncing everything. Hopefully they whiff. Right, that's our best bet. We will pay life for this. And we smash. Ringleader.
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
And the wily goblin. Wow. 1 turn late. Could you imagine? Come to my life. We need a field wipe. Too late for the cage. We need a field wipe. Here's Big Daddy Muxus in the house. I don't know why they didn't do the treasure for that. No haste. No haste. No haste. No haste. The big hand refill, though. Without a doubt. Okay, we definitely 100% need 2 field wipes in a row. That should be doable somehow. There's no prospector in play already. They could prospect in through the treasure, right? Killing the matrons. They'd have to kill all 3 matrons to push out the haste, but then can hit us for 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10 potentially. So that's their little conundrum to get over. There's no attack. That gives us the chance to clean up this house, and we pushed our cage to the bottom because we didn't think we'd see another Muxus. I feel like throwing out.
Keep an open mind.
But there's no field wipe here, so I'm not sure what we're going to be doing about all of that. Feels kind of bad. Game's over. We get boxed out by goblins. Yeah. This is good. Two more lands. Yeah, baby. No attacks. We couldn't kill Muxus, so to have that other cage in play is kind of irrelevant, unless they are that crazy. We have to block Muxus with Yorion. Prospector, sure. Chieftain's awesome. Getting hit for 8 damage securely. 2 of it, probably to Narset, might be 4. Bummer. Not sure why these guys didn't attack our
I
health
won't
points,
forget our time together.
okay. A land, say it ain't so, say it ain't so. Take our scry too, take our scry too. I think we were forgetting about it, which is probably, oh no, I don't really. It's a good game though. Take it on the chin. Today's video is brought to you by MTGA Assistant. All the information you're ever going to need within MTG Arena. Metagame analysis, event analysis, deck videos, deck write-ups, everything you could potentially want. You know, other than getting bashed down by goblins, of course. Check it out, link in the description below. Alrighty. Did you have fun yelling at your phone? Did I make a million misplays? I know, control's probably not my strong suit, but I love it. I like things that are hard and that I need to improve with and consistently make mistakes. And I know that's a backwards mindset, but it gets me going and it brings me back, right? So control is coolio for that reason. This is a little bit of a weird variant of it, but it seems to work pretty good. I think it struggles most against the other control mirrors. But again, control mirrors are really weird, and playing in the ladder is not necessarily like playing in a tournament format. And the majority of matches that you find in the ladder won't be control. The majority of them are aggro. And this deck is great against those. If you can get, you know, tier wipes. We've seen the goblins take advantage of us not finding them on time. But still, we got close. So, you know, Esper's great. It's missing a little bit. You know, Teferi 3 is sad. Like, hopefully he gets unsuspended in Historic. As far as deck edits go, you know, like maybe Murderous Rider. It kind of felt weird that our only Planeswalker removal was 3 or less, or Elspeth Conquers Death. You know, we could middle ground Oath of Kaya, but just some form of actual Planeswalker removal might be nice. It's really hard to say. I think it's a good deck, and I just probably need to stick to it, and I don't want to butcher anyone's list, so this is obviously a good list. You can get top 200 Mythic with it. Enjoy. Let me know how you make out in the comments below. All that jazz. You guys have heard the call to actions so many times today. I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. At 7, we're live on Twitch. At 6 p.m., we switch over back to YouTube. These are all Mountain Standard Times. You don't want to do the conversion, I get it. Links in the description below. Just go follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and you're going to be notified of when we go live. And you can just decide in the moment. I think that's a lot easier, a lot more carefree, and you can, put that brain power to something more important. Anywho, big shout out to all of our financial support on Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube. You guys are amazing. If you want to get in on that, we've got exclusive content for those who do. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of really good feedback from that, so that's been cool. And, we've got those free cash prize tournaments as well for you guys every single month. Brawl and Artisan. Join the Discord for that. And, of course, last month we gave away 120,000 gems. We've got about 350k left to go, so don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. And most importantly, you guys, other than having a great day, check out MTG Arena Assistant, deck stacks, deck write-ups, Arena metagame analysis, event metagame analysis. It's got everything in there for you that you could possibly want. Check it out. Overwolf link below. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great day. As far as personal vlog stuff goes, we're still walking the cat every day. It's almost winter. She needs those walks while she can get them. We've got the house totally ready for winter. Just a couple of things left to do in the yard. Cut the grass one more time. And yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on that internet. I don't know why it's not here. And LOL. But yeah, we're waiting. The YouTube is going great. I'm really excited for Zendikar. We've got a lot of stuff to get ready to get out, right? We want new farming guides and beginner guides and, just some general free-to-play decks, which are always a lot of fun when a new set comes out, and then we'll get into that jank town, right? So it'll be nice to get out of Historic for a while. When Zendikar hits, we'll be in Standard for a few months until, it gets a little old, and then we'll jump back into Historic probably. So no matter what kind of content you guys want, we've got it on the homepage. Check it out. They're all sorted in playlists. You just go to Hello Good Game, scroll through it. They're all very nicely organized there for you guys, so check it out. And I know you're going to enjoy and find something that's specifically just for you. And again, join the Discord if you ever want to talk about anything Magic related or not. We've got about 1,000 people that are super duper friendly, so it's a place to be if you are just looking for someone to talk to, right? Woof, right? I won't get into it. Anyways, we are coming in peace, and you are among friends. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm ending these videos with a massive gratitude spirit bomb I just build up. Yeah, have a great day. Take care. We'll see you soon.